in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. La hippies. Buenos dias, paz en el barrio. This is a worldwide hippies citizens dispatch, and I'm John Konopak, citizen journalist in Albuquerque, New Mexico. If you're a minister or a priest and you win election to a lawmaking body, who do you serve? The people and the Constitution, as you are sworn by oath and affirmation to do? Or does your loyalty to your faith and to your God take precedence? Case in point, Kansas State Legislator Pete DeGraff. Along with being a first-term Kansas legislator, he's also an associate pastor of some God-walloping, Bible-smacking, theistic funny farm out on the endless reaches of the Great Plains. He recently got himself installed in Topeka, whence he has become a reliable source of the kind of off-the-top, off-the-cuff bullshit that gives religious legislators a bad name by the simple expedient of opening their mouths and flapping their gums. Item: the other week, in the midst of the hype and hoopla surrounding the newly reactivated hot-button issues like contraception and abortion, and the entirely valid, in my humble opinion, comparison of the transvaginal sonogram probe with rape, the Honorable State Senator DeGraff joined the debate over banning health insurance coverage for abortions of rape pregnancies by saying flippantly, in effect, that no such procedure should be included because bearing the child of a rapist might be an inconvenience to the mother, but was no worse than actually having a flat tire. No, really, he said that. There's a link on my blog. It's that kind of cavalier attitude, the almost disdainful disregard verging on contempt for what must be a horrible and horrifying event, that crystallized something for me. How and how deeply I truly, wholly detest these pious mountebanks. They make my skin crawl. What I see in this Christ-hearted, Bible-bothered, God-babbling, whack-loon cracker DeGraff is the strongest possible argument imaginable as to why preachers shouldn't be elected to representative office in the first place. Pace the Barragans, by the way. Like all other elected officials in the several states, they take an oath to faithfully uphold the Constitution, but their behavior often seems to me to suggest that they swear with reservations. They appear to me to invoke faith as an excuse for betraying the laws and institutions they were sworn when elected to uphold. Who was it noted they place their hands on the Bible and swear to uphold the Constitution, not the other way around? The most irritating thing is that these miserable miscreants and charlatans admit their competing loyalties. They seem actually to be proud of them. And their first loyalty, as they often declare, is to God. Not to their district, not to their constituents, not to the Constitution for the law of Christ. No, and nor to the state, to the governance of which they pretend to want to contribute. No, it's God that they honor first. You would think that some vestigial sense of integrity would hint to them that, by seeking and accepting public office, they have actually proclaimed their first duty to the people and to their institutions. But for fucknozzles like this shitheel DeGraff, right? Their elected office is not and never will be their first or dominant concern. It is not their first loyalty. Their faith is. Their goddamn God is, and that just isn't right. And for me, that disqualifies them forever from representing me. And that includes the likes of Bishop Elder Willard Mitten Romney, whose side is he on, really? Mine? Yours? Ours? Or that of some imaginary God? To me, they're not interchangeable, hippies. Time was, if you were talking to God and happened to be pushing a shopping cart down the street of many cities in this country, it'd get you 3 hots and a squat, a shower, some place to refresh your meds while they deloused you. Nowadays, talking to God gets you a parish and a seat on some corn-pone legislator and maybe even a place in the presidential debates. And if you're talking to God, it sure hasn't improved the quality of the discourse any. Well, we can swap horror stories about whack-loon relatives when I see you at the beach, hippies. Pause.